Hello, my name is Oliver. I'm located in Hamburg, Germany. This is my new Fisker Ocean 1, which I picked up 10 days ago. It's one of the very first cars delivered to German roads. So how is it driving a Fisker Ocean in everyday use? What do I like on the car? What is some space for improvement, let's say it this way. We check on it, we go around the Fisker Ocean, drive it and charge it in this video. Come with me. So this is the studio where I produce most of my YouTube videos. Looks a bit like a man cave. We have a seating area made out of seats from a Volkswagen Phaeton W12, sorry. We have an arcade situation there we can try your driving skills, a pinball machine, a table soccer, and place for filming cars. I run this channel since 2014, so it's 9 years now that I'm reporting on electric cars, testing electric cars. I have a blog in German language and a YouTube channel in German language. I produced this video in English language because I had a lot of emails from you and a lot of interest in the Fisker Ocean topic. So this is the English version of the video, which you will find as a German version as well on this channel. Yeah, so what's the story? I made a reservation for this car in December 21. I made a fixed order in summer 22, depositing 5,000 euros, which is next to $5,000. And I picked the car 10 days ago in Munich and took it to Hamburg. I had the opportunity to meet Henrik Fisker on the 6th of July. You probably saw the video. We made a handover of this car, and the car shown in this video was exactly this car. There was no other car. This car, my car, VIN number is 1608. And Henrik signed the car on the trunk that I'll show you later in this video. This is exactly the car from the first video. Then on the 12th of July, I picked the car in Munich with a temporary registration to bring it to Hamburg. That's an 800 kilometers ride, quite a long ride. So picking up was, of course, the first road trip then. We made 2 charging stops, one bringing the car from 10% state of charge to a bit more than 80, and another splash and dash just 10 minutes or so to reach Hamburg, which took a second mini charging stop. You see that on the video. We made this splash and dash stop on a Tesla supercharger location to check out if the car is able to charge on a Tesla supercharger, which it does here in Germany. In this video, I make a little summary of the last 10 days. What happened, what do I like on this car, what do I don't like, or where is some room for improvement, what has to be fixed. So come with me, we go around. We start with the outside and the design of the car. The design of the Fisker Ocean is quite spectacular, quite stunning, but it's a typical SUV, which you find on the roads of your city quite an amount of other cars having a typical SUV design, for example, like Range Rover Evoque or BMW X models or whatever. So when you go with the car looks stunning, spectacular, very emotional, but if you go in a city like Hamburg, we have 1.8 million people living here, and lots of cars and lots of electric cars on the road. We have lots of Teslas and so on. The car really, you drive without people turning heads on the streets because it's an SUV. And if you get into talking with someone who said, hey, I don't know Fisker, what is that? It's all about an SUV. It's not so about driving electric. When you drive a Tesla, first question is how far can you drive? How often do you have to charge? And all these typical electric questions. With this car, it's about a car, driving a car, a design. And then later on it comes to question about, oh, it's electric. I didn't recognize that. That's a bit different to a Tesla. So let's go around. We had a lot of discussions within my community about the usability of the trunk and the space the trunk offers for picking something, for taking something with you. A lot of my community members tried this out when we had the community meeting in Hilden, where more than 100 people appeared to look at the Fisker Ocean. So I have a little camera and I'll show you around the trunk space and the capabilities. So first of all, the trunk opens here. Next to the registration plate there is the button to open the trunk. And trunk space is okay. It's not gigantic, but it is absolutely okay. You can move the seat, the front seat. You can't move the seat, but the I don't know the expression. So if you put it a bit more steep, then you have more space in the trunk. The trunk has a double ground here. You can open this up. You have a little compartment for charging cables, or you can even remove it. You see here this department for the tire fit kit. You can remove this part here. You can remove this part there, and you get a little extra. You get this more height, and so you get more space for a long journey. This car has a tow hitch, which you can place out by putting this button, then the tow hinge comes out. Here in Germany we have the registration of the car is total weight for both, which means the weight of the car and the weight of whatever you have behind this tow hinge, the weight of your trailer, does not exceed 4.7 tons. So this is the regulation. I don't know what you have in your country. This tow hinge is even electrified. So here you can switch the electricity switch for the lights on the trailer. And to show you, this is the exact car you saw in the first video when we made the delivery with Henrik Fisker. Oliver, enjoy the ride. Henrik Fisker, July 2023. This is the original signage you saw in the video, because this is the original car. The interior of the Fisker Ocean is very, very minimalistic. But everything I like to have is here. The main point is the seating position. Although the seats are don't look very sophisticated, they don't look like race seats or very sporty or so. The seating comfort is very, very good. The seating position is good. The seating position for the pedals and the steering wheel all together feels really fine, and it's very good adjustable. The seats don't have ventilation, and they don't have what we call lordose, which is something here in the back, which pushes you in the back to sit a bit more straight. I don't know how to call this in English. Fisker doesn't have that, but everything is okay. We have to talk about the material. Some of my community members criticize the choice of material in the inside, because this material, for example, feels a bit cheap, and if you knock on it, it feels empty behind. It feels a bit like plastic, cheap plastic, but it isn't. The Fisker Ocean is the car with the most kilos of recycled materials, recycled or biological material inside. More than 50 kilos of recycled material are inside on this car, recycled and biologic. And this, for example, is totally recycled material. Some other cars have recycled materials as well, but it's all about the percentage. If you, for example, have only 10%, in the seat cover, only 10% recycled material and 90% new material, you can say, hey, my seat material is recycled plastic bottles or whatever, but if it's only 10%, it doesn't make any sense. Fisker uses, in some details, more than 40% of recycled materials in their compound materials. So you can feel this, and that's a statement. You have to deal with it. What I'm not really convinced about are the door handles. These feel a bit cheap, and if you feel from the underside, they're empty, you know, they're not fully filled. this feels a bit cheap and you have this in your hand every day. No. So sitting position is fine. The steering wheel is adjustable. The buttons on the steering wheel are fine because they are real push buttons, no sensoric buttons, which you can accidentally push. This is the display. The car doesn't have a head-up display, but I don't need because I have this here. And this is the main display, which can be rotated on a charging stop. Just push this button and you can watch some movies here on this horizontal display. Software-wise, there are a couple of flaws, a couple of things that don't work. Fisker has a whole list with issues I have found out. Not a long list, but a list, and they will bring a software update within 1 week or so. So I don't refer to any software issues here because, to be fair, I have to wait till the software update and we make a video about this software then. What is really nice is the table here for the driver. You can pull out for charging stops. You can pull this out and have a table for your iPad, tablet, PC when you work on a charging stop, and you have a little table for the passenger, which is very usable for a road trip, for, I don't know, whatever you like. So it's little details that are inside the car and little details in the software. For example, if you receive a phone call, a little jingle played before you enter the call. It makes the ding, and it's really nice to enter a phone call with such a little jingle. Okay, so I show you the back, seating in the back of the car. In the back of the car, the place is gigantic. This is the seat adjusted for me. I'm 1.8 meters, which you convert into feet, I don't know, 1 meter 80 centimeters. Lots of leg room here. No problem to seat with 2 persons here, and you can put your feet very comfortable under the seat, so you don't have this seating like in other electric cars with this high floor because of the battery. Very comfortable. If you go with 3 passengers here, the 3rd passenger can put his feet under the middle center console, which is very comfortable as well. Seating is absolutely gorgeous. You have very good seating comfort. Seats are heated. The seat, this seat and this seat, the middle seat is not heated, and it has another seating material. Here in the middle is the adjustment for the seating comfort, the climate control here for the back passengers. This is not possible if you go with 3 persons here inside. It's not possible. You have to control this in front. So great seating. What we miss in Germany are handles, because we go quite fast here. Something to grab on, something to hold yourself. No handles in the car anywhere. So, okay. Driving experience. Next chapter, we go on the road with the Fisker Ocean. So driving the Fisker Ocean, what's about to drive the car? Well, the thing I recognized immediately when I get in the car and get on the road with it was the sitting position and the road handling of the car. The road handling is absolutely fantastic. Let me drive there. Then we can drive a bit on the German Autobahn. The road handling of this car is absolutely fantastic. The seating position is really fantastic, and it feels very sporty, but it feels very comfortable. The suspension is very comfortable, although the drive is very dynamic. You have 3 driving modes: Earth, Fun and Hyper. Earth mode is the most economic mode, and it's the one which is always activated when you turn the car on. No matter in what driving mode you left the car, when you close it, come back later, start it again, it's always Earth mode to start with. The Earth mode is okay. It takes a bit to push. You have to push the pedal a bit till the car goes. I think for everyday use it's absolutely okay. The fun mode is really fun to drive. The hyper mode is full potential of the car. It's very, very fast. Can go high speed in earth mode as well. So this is earth, which is okay. If you accelerate, okay. If you put it in fun and you accelerate, then it goes a lot faster, and in hyper mode it's even faster. But in hyper mode, if you push the pedal just a little bit, the car goes off, which is for everyday use a bit too sensitive for me. If you have wife and children in the back, it's a bit too sporty for every day. So on those days I go with fun or earth, which is totally enough for me. The high speed, as we have in many sections of the Autobahn, we don't have any speed limit. Here there is a speed limit. The high speed is 209 kilometers per hour, and we made it to 211. And the car really stays very, very stable if you go high speed. So I feel safe and comfortable at any time in this car. Software-wise, there are still a couple of flaws that have to be removed. That's why I don't tell much about the software, because there will be an update within the next days, and then we can make a software review of this car. Up to now, the car has everything. It has a navigation, it has a route planning. It means if I make a road trip, the car tells me where to charge and how long do I have to charge there, and with which state of charge I will arrive there, and how much state of charge I will leave there. Road handling, the streets are wet, is fantastic. You can go really safe, and with a bit sporty touch you can go around the corner, which makes a lot of fun. Totally doesn't matter which driving mode you're in, because the suspension is always the same. It's just the driving modes are just the responsiveness of the accelerator. For region, you have 3 steps. If you go low, medium, high. If you go in the high region, it's similar to one pedal drive. If I lift the foot off the accelerator, the car comes to nearly a full stop. Just takes a little push on the brake to get the car stopped. So here I am in a charging station, and because it's raining, this is our summer by the way, I go inside to have it a little more cozy here and give you some information about charging a Fisker Ocean. We made a video with a charging curve when we made the road trip from Munich to Hamburg. The car charges on a DC station about 175, 174 peak. We didn't see the 200 it should have, but the charging curve is very good. So here, for example, the car still charging with 137, but we have half of the state of charge, 54%, and we have still a charging speed at 140 nearly. So charging curve is very good. At home we have the European, that's the European charger in here. It charges 11 kilowatt with 16 amps, 3 phases. That's our charging system here. I'm pretty sure that in your country you get different charging speeds, different charging speeds. So what I noticed while driving is that the car is usually front biased. If you go on earth mode, you have front wheel drive, and the real motor kicks in if it's necessary, especially in fun or hyper mode. So you don't have these when you go in a curve and you give too much acceleration, then you have usually your front wheel spinning rather than the back. So the car is really good controllable. I like driving it a lot, especially if you go a bit faster, which is absolutely no problem. The car has an excellent road handling, and it's really, really fun to drive. and it's something which you don't see on the road so often, like competitors like Tesla Model Y or VW ID4 or BMW iX3. I like it very much. I will make another review concerning the software issues after the next update. We should give Fisker the chance to repair those flaws which are really obvious, and then we see each other in the next video. If you like, thumbs up for the video, subscribe if you like, although most videos will be here in German, but you can use subtitles, I'm pretty sure. My name is Oliver from Hamburg, Germany, one of the first Fisker owners in Germany, and if you like, we see you in the next video.